Melissa, no.
Hello, everybody.
Oh.
Hey, Hurricane Audits. Central Florida. How you doing, buddy? Oh, just 1 second, guys. Oh, yeah. So, what do you want? What do you want to talk about, buddy? Oh, I know what we did. Hold on a sec. We were talking about this on Gregory's, and then he didn't play the whole video. So, let me see something real fast, though. I'm about to find this.
I went over to his Facebook page. It's not the same Angry Vet. This guy's out in California.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, it's a different Angry
Isn't it?
Vet.
But
Yeah.
it's the same channel. It's the same channel, though, right?
No.
Well, I'm not subscribed to a different Angry Vet. So why would I get that notification?
Because Kevin, his page is the Angry Vet. Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole nother vet out in California.
What's up, Donnie? Okay. We were talking about that person that that was deaf, had cerebral palsy.
Oh, the black guy that got beat up by the cops?
Yep. And
falsely accused by a white racist piece of shit.
Yeah, and I think the judge should be charged also. And he said that there's probable cause, and they're charging the black guy.
Yeah, when there wasn't probable cause, or
exactly,
there might have been probable cause for the assault.
No,
but at the same time, once it was found out he had nothing to do with it, that probable cause should have been stripped.
Yeah.
First at 6, the NAACP, ACLU, several disability rights organizations, and multiple state leaders are all demanding action because of an ABC 15 investigation.
We exposed the video showing 2 Phoenix police officers immediately going after a deaf man with cerebral palsy, then repeatedly punching and tasering that man. Tonight, our investigation into this case continues.
You'll hear directly from the 2 main officers involved, but before we get to that, we again want to show body camera footage of this full incident, so consider this a warning. The video lasts about a minute. It is violent, and it is difficult to watch.
Hey, buddy, stop where you're at. Have a seat. Tase him. Get your hands behind your back. Get your hands behind your back. Get your hands behind your back. Get your hands behind your back.
He can't hear you, you dumb fucks.
Hold him. Move. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Hope your X-ray taser deploy more units. Hand behind your back. Hand behind your back. One more. Hand behind your back.
Then he punched him again.
More. Hand behind your back. Hand behind your back. Hand behind your back. Now. Hand behind your back.
And that takes us to tonight's story. Phoenix says the arrest is now under internal investigation.
But that hasn't stopped those officers from going to court, making sure that man was officially charged with assault and resisting arrest. Here's ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscobee.
We were in court for what's called a preliminary hearing. Basically, that's a hearing to decide if there's enough evidence for charges to go forward. And that means the two main officers had to take the stand.
Okay,
Yeah.
you heard the beeping
So
of the
they're in-
taser, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they played that video for the judge or they played a muted, redacted version.
What's up, Bryce?
That
Come
judge
on,
should have
come on,
thrown it
too.
out for violations of the 8th Amendment or cruel and unusual punishment for going over the recommended allotted time to tase someone.
Yeah.
Taser's beeping at you like that. That means let off the trigger, not to continue to hold the damn thing. You're only supposed to tase between 4 to 8 seconds at each time, not sit on it.
Triggers. What's up?
They tried to kill this guy.
Yeah. They tried to. And then the judge, it just pisses me off. Like I put in the video, we talked about this on a live previously. You know, if I was the judge, I would have told that cop, take your damn hat off in my fucking courtroom.
Oh, hell,
No.
no. As soon as I saw that video, I would have had the bailiffs arrest the cops and had the DA bring charges if I was
Under
the
oath.
judge.
Against the judge, definitely.
No,
Since
against
that
the
day,
officers
this-
if I was the
The
judge.
cops, yeah, the cops and the judge.
No, I'm saying if
Look at-
I was
look
the
at
judge
piece
hearing
of
this,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
And I saw that video of them assaulting him, I'd have been like, no, there's no probable cause to bring assault charges. Bailiffs arrest both of these officers on felonious assault.
Especially when they
Oh,
also
God.
had the witnesses too.
Yeah.
Officer Benjamin Harris, and this is Officer Kyle Sue. They're in court to testify against Tyrone McAlpin. He's deaf. He has cerebral palsy, and he's here for a judge to decide if there's probable cause for his arrest on August 19th, 2024.
Have a seat.
So why did officers go after Tyrone? It's because a Circle K called about this guy. His name is Derek. And while Derek was being removed, he pointed at Tyrone walking across the street and claimed Tyrone had assaulted him.
And you didn't confirm Derek's story.
And the reason that guy pointed at the guy or the deaf guy is because he wouldn't want the white guy did not want to leave the gas
No.
station.
No.
And
That's-
so
no,
the
deaf
deaf guy went in there and helped them out.
Yeah. And he was pissed about it.
That's exactly
just
that's what I'm
revenge.
trying to get to.
With any of the witnesses inside.
No, dude, why don't you wait here for a second?
Derek's story would end up being false. But in that moment, the officers decided to take Derek's word at face value, leave him, and go after Tyrone.
We already established that when you pulled into the parking lot and yelled at Tyrone, he didn't respond to you, correct?
Correct.
Did you check to see if he had headphones in?
I didn't notice.
Did you check to see if there was a reason why he couldn't hear you?
No,
Did you try to wave him down?
no.
During your initial interaction with Tyrone, you wrote that Tyrone raised his hands. Can you describe what that looked like?
Yeah, he raised them in a manner that appeared to me he was going to use them to punch me.
So he raised his hands like this?
No.
Can you demonstrate again, please?
Yeah, he raised them in a manner that appeared to be ready to strike me. So what that communicated to me is I was about to get assaulted, not that someone was giving up.
Now, is it possible that Tyrone raised his hand to protect himself from your punches?
That's not what his body language communicated to me.
I'm asking you if it's possible.
I
Are
don't
you
know
saying
if
it's not possible?
I don't know if it's possible. So just underneath my ring finger at that.
If you've noticed the cast on Officer Harris's hand, it's because he broke his finger arresting Tyrone.
Oh, poor cop. He broke his finger beating the shit out of someone. Oh, poor cop. Oh.
And at the end
that's
of
where
his
they're getting
testimony,
felonious
the
assault.
prosecutor asked Officer Harris how all of this could have been avoided.
The defendant had just put his hands down or said, I can't hear, or I need to write, or something like that. What would you have done?
I would have had him sit.
All right, watch this, guys. This prosecutor is asking them if he did anything to try to de-escalate. I'm sorry, but he just jumped out of his fucking vehicle and ran towards him and jumped him. He didn't give him any chance.
Down, made motions with my hands to have him sit down, and then I would have gotten a pen,
You wouldn't have,
paper and pen out for him.
you wouldn't have punched him in the head and knocked him to the ground and tasered him?
No.
Now, let's get to the testimony from Officer Sue.
As I was going to pull in the park, I looked over and observed the defendant actively swing at Officer Harris, and then as I was putting my car in the park, I jumped out and ran over there.
Sue's body camera fell off, but during the arrest, he testified that Tyrone bit his hand.
Can you
Yeah, and obviously their fucking whip cam or body cams go off. Yeah. So we have to go by their word. And who's gonna trust them? The judge.
hold up your hand high so we can see, show the judge exactly, show point where it was that he bit you?
Right there.
Okay.
There's no body camera footage that shows the bite. And here's what happened when Tyrone's attorneys asked the officer to go through the video.
Anywhere in there? Nope.
And stop at the moment when he says Tyrone bit him.
Right there.
The moment Officer Sue pinpointed is when the other officer's camera pans up and you can't see Tyrone. The defense asked Sue if it was possible that he cut or scraped his hand on Tyrone's mouth or the ground while choking him. But Officer Sue said no and denied using a chokehold.
Is that your arm there, directly around his throat?
The one on the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, yes. This is another thing that pisses me the fuck off. Saying that he's lying, saying he didn't fucking do a chokehold, but he fucking put a chokehold on him.
That's my arm.
Okay.
Choking
that
his
is
ass.
Around Tyrone's throat, correct?
Looks too hard to tell.
So how is this not a chokehold?
When I think of a chokehold, I think of two arms from the same person.
In a bizarre moment, the prosecution then got back up to prove Tyrone bit the officer, first showing pictures, then asking for a demonstration.
Would you open up your mouth and stick your wrist in your...
Okay, I want your opinion on this. Chokehold. Does that really need tape? That does not take two arms.
No. Depending on how long
Exactly.
your arms are, you can put somebody in a chokehold. I've done it with
Exactly.
Your
with
mouth?
one arm.
Say again?
Could you open your mouth and stick your wrist in your mouth? And then pull it out to the side? Did you just cut your arm?
Objection, Your Honor. This is extremely speculative and really doesn't.
Overruled.
Overruled, of course.
It's not speculation, just demonstrating.
Officer,
Okay, demonstrating, but yeah. Was he in the same type situation where has all that or adrenaline and all that shit? No, he's sitting in a chair and he's going to make sure that his teeth aren't even touching his freaking arm.
did you just cut your arm
No, I
when you
think
did
his
that?
arm got cut on the
At this
ground.
time, I do believe the state has presented sufficient evidence to
In the end, the judge found there was probable cause for the criminal case to move forward against Tyrone. The judge didn't give an explanation, but the ruling means Tyrone still faces felony charges of aggravated assault and resisting arrest.
Mr. McAlpin, this will conclude today's hearing. I'll have you stepped over to my bailiff just to sign for those release conditions, but good luck to you moving forward in your case.
Again, Phoenix is not commenting on the arrest because they say it's under investigation. But this case is a sensitive one. We've learned the DOJ is now aware of the case. And it's important to remember that the arrest happened after the DOJ released its historic investigation into Phoenix PD. And the feds say they want to put the department under federal oversight. I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.
Dave's tonight. This is video of Phoenix police arresting a black man who's deaf and has cerebral palsy. That arrest is violent. And in this story, we're going to show you close body camera footage that's intense and difficult to watch. So please consider this your warning.
It happened late this summer, and that means it happened after the Department of Justice released its historic and severe report against Phoenix PD. Here's ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biskobing.
Yeah, we reached out to Phoenix police about this arrest, but they aren't saying much about it. They only confirmed it's now under internal investigation. But this case raises a lot of questions, and it really serves as sort of a test case.
Internal investigation, which means nothing's gonna fucking happen to those cops. It's bullshit. Especially with all the fucking bullshit that's happening in Arizona.
And that's both for Phoenix and the DOJ. See, Phoenix is trying to prove it doesn't need federal oversight. But will the DOJ trust the city when things like this continue to happen? You've seen the surveillance video. A Phoenix officer pulling into a parking lot, pulling in front of a man, darting out of his truck, and immediately going after him. Now, this is the body camera footage.
Everybody stop where you're at.
Remember, the man is deaf and has cerebral palsy.
All he did was he yelled out the freaking window, "Hey, you, stop." The guy's deaf and then jumps out the car and rushes him. Don't play that part again.
Continue to happen. You've seen the surveillance video. A Phoenix officer pulling into a parking lot, pulling in front of a man, darting out of his truck, then immediately going after him. Now, this is the body camera footage.
Everybody stop where you're at.
Remember, the man is deaf and has cerebral palsy.
Get your hands behind your back. Get your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Get your hands behind your back. Hold them. Move. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Ultra X-ray taser deploy more units. Hand behind your back. Hand behind your back.
Yeah, deploy more units because or we can't control this guy. We're beating the shit out of him.
More. Hand behind your back. Hand behind your back.
Between the two officers, the man is punched at least 10 times and tasered 4 times.
He can't understand them. And he's deaf and he's physically compromised. The entire thing is just outrageous.
That's Jesse Showalter. He agreed to watch the video with us, and that's because he's an attorney for Tyrone McAlpin. Together, they're planning to bring an excessive force lawsuit against the Phoenix Police Department.
12 years she lived too.
But before we get into that, first let's get into why officers went after Tyrone.
And they wouldn't even give me a water tip. When we look at the body camera that we've seen so far, what it shows is that Circle K employees had a Caucasian male in the store causing problems, and they called the police to trespass this person who wouldn't leave.
Hey, you guys just want this guy to trespass? Okay.
And when police arrive, they don't do any investigation to find out what this guy was doing in the store. Instead, they talk to the guy, and he claims that he was assaulted and points to somebody in the street that he claims did it.
The guy pointed at Tyrone, who was across the street.
You're saying that's the guy that assaulted right there. Give the back of head on it.
I mean, so we have a situation where the officers respond. Some white guy says, "Hey, no, some black guy assaulted me," and they just drop what they're doing and head right over there.
That's what the video shows.
You're standing outside the door opening saying,
That dude.
"Why don't you wait here for it?"
The black guy?
Yeah.
And that takes us back to this point.
Let's see.
And this police officer, out of the gate, assaults him and then uses Tyrone's attempts to protect himself to try to justify felony charges.
Officials charged Tyrone with aggravated assault and resisting arrest. In their reports, officers wrote Tyrone tried to walk away from them, took a fighting stance, threw repeated punches at them, and bit one of them.
Everything that I see in that video, as well as the other officer's body camera, looks like Tyrone's just trying to avoid being harmed by these officers. And that only makes them escalate the situation and increase the degree of violence that they're using.
One of the officers says Tyrone bit him. I mean, how do you respond to that?
Tyrone was face down on the ground with 2 officers striking and choking him, and that the only way that Tyrone could have possibly bit anybody on the hand or wrist is if one of those officers placed their hand or wrist in his mouth. And what it looks like from the video is that the officer who claims he was bitten was using an illegal chokehold on Tyrone.
Here's the question that, invariably, undoubtedly will be asked. Why didn't he just comply?
And the answer is easy, is he's deaf. He couldn't understand what they were doing, and he had done nothing wrong.
What kind of disabilities do you have?
He's deaf and he's got cerebral palsy.
Okay.
And I've been on the phone with him since Circle K.
How is he deaf if you've been on the phone?
Because I know sign language, that's why. I signed to him. That's why.
Nowhere in their police reports did the two officers document they were told about Tyrone's disabilities. But records do show when another cop went back to check store surveillance footage and talk to witnesses, none of it supported the white guy's claims. Remember, he told officers Tyrone assaulted him at the store, but there was no evidence of any assault. Store employees say the white guy was the one causing problems, getting aggressive, laying on the floor, and refusing to leave. In fact, store employees told police Tyrone tried to get him out of the store and eventually just left. Now, this all happened on August 19th. That's 2 months after the Department of Justice released the results of its historic investigation into Phoenix PD.
It's almost like a single example that illustrates all of the problems highlighted in the DOJ's report.
Among many failures, the DOJ found Phoenix PD has a pattern and practice of racial bias, escalation, and not giving people a chance to comply before using force, excessive use of tasers, dangerous use of chokeholds, and violating the rights of people with disabilities.
It's hard for me to understand how the city can come out and say with a straight face that it is meeting the DOJ report head on when this man, Tyrone McAlpin, is being charged with assault on police officers for this incident where, the video tells the whole story.
Hey, get up. Stand up.
Oh. So still now, a month later, he's still facing charges for this.
That's correct.
He's in the cuffs.
Now, as you just heard, Tyrone is still facing several felony charges. In fact, even though those officers are under internal investigation, they still just went into court to testify against Tyrone. And as you can see, our cameras were there, and a judge ruled there was probable cause for the case to move forward. Now, in our next report, you'll hear those officers on the stand, hear their justification for the arrest, and you'll also see some bizarre moments in the courtroom.
Very tough to watch. Thank you very much, Dave.
That's scary shit. Where'd you go, Bryce? Yeah, that's scary shit, though, And people wonder why cops are being hated so bad. I wonder why. Frog, civil rights lawyer, has all of the body cam footage. You can see every second of it, including where they were making fun of his wife and calling her names. Oh, shit. I would definitely want to see that. Dustin, you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was BS.
How is a guy deaf with cerebral palsy when they're jumping him? How would he even know that they were freaking cops?
He wouldn't.
Exactly. Some guy starts charging at me and beating the shit out of me for something I didn't even fucking do. I'm gonna fight back.
Oh hell, Even
I'm
if
not
the
going
cop
to.
thought- even if the cop thought he was running away, anybody with common sense seeing a cop pull up like that is going to try to get the fuck out of the way and away from the cruiser.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're guilty of anything because you don't know what's going on.
And he probably was walking away because he was the one that helped to get that guy out and thought that they were there to trespass him. Instead, they beat the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, that other cop bit himself and then probably took his knife and cut his arm.
Oh, I bet so. Just like in the video where they tried to have him do it in jail or in the in court. Yeah, like he's gonna fucking do that. Like, fucking, like, oh my gosh. It's just one of those things that just pisses me off.
Yeah. Oh, it's paid administrative leave because I got injured, plus workers' comp. Now I can go have vacation with my wife and kids. And this guy's sitting in jail for felonious assault, even though I did it to myself.
And even says in the law, if we are not guilty of a charge, we have the right to, if it's a false arrest, we have the right to fight back.
Yeah. But most lawyers will tell you to just comply, fight it in court, and then sue the piss out of them.
Yeah.
Because with how trigger happy they are and how they want to kill people, they're going to come after you.
There we go. Wonder where you went, buddy.
It's fixing my avatar. I have to it automatically kick off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I have to go back and fix it.
It's all good.
I'm back. Took a while, but I got it.
Bryce is back. Back again.
I came back from the dead.
Shady's back. Tell a friend.
I just said I came back from the dead, fixing. I just watched. You watched last night, Indy.
What?
I watched the Menendez brothers.
Yeah.
I watched some fucked up shit in that documentary.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, this judge and the prosecutor is going to be a bitch and a half to sue.
Exactly.
For malicious prosecution because of fucking absolute immunity.
Yeah, they still have to they still have immunity in freaking Arizona, so
Yeah. Cops have qualified immunity, which is a little easier to bypass than absolute. Absolute immunity is a pain in the ass to bypass. That's why you don't hardly ever see judges and prosecutors getting sued.
yeah, but once they started attacking him for no reason, they lost that qualified immunity.
Oh, the cops did, yes. But that officer, or not the officer, the judge and the prosecutor should have said, no, this is fucking bullshit. After finding out he's dead, it should have been dismissed with prejudice. And felonious assault brought on the officers.
Exactly. They should have put the charges against the cops, not him.
Oh, he's putting his hands up and being aggressive. Maybe okay, he's dead. Maybe he was putting his hands up to sign to you to tell you he can't hear you.
I was just going to say that because the way he puts his arms up didn't seem more like a defense. It seemed more like
he was trying to
sign
talk
to them. Yeah, he's trying to sign to them.
These are two cops that should not be cops and should lose their damn job. Oh, wait,
And
it's
when they-
Maricopa fucking County.
Yeah. And if they do lose their job, they'll just find another one in a different county
I don't
or
know.
a different state.
Right actually right now, I don't know. With Maricopa County being under federal jurisdiction,
Well, they're not yet. They're saying they want them to be under federal investigation, but
no, they've already under federal investigation. The Fed. This happened right before the Fed stepped in to start oversight on them.
yeah.
So now, if the feds are actually oversighting them, and he actually beats the case, these officers might not be able to resign. They're going to be brought up on federal charges, and there goes their post certificate because the feds don't play.
Yeah.
They're not going to let these guys resign with the feds watching every damn move they're making. Be like, no, they're going on the Brady list. Their post certificates are getting revoked. They'll never be law enforcement anywhere. Once you lose your post certificate in one state, you lost it in all states.
That should be for every case.
Yeah. Oh, especially with like the Sonia Massey guy. Got fired 6 damn times. 2 of the times was for DUI. His damn certificate should have been revoked after the first DUI.
Yeah.
Because he was drunk while in the patrol car. That's a felony. That it turns it from a misdemeanor straight to a felony because you're in possession of a firearm.
Yeah. This is an open channel, so if anybody wants to come up and talk about something, hey, we got Central Florida. All right. Hey, buddy.
What? What up? What?
What up?
He just laughed.
I don't blame him because of how bad the internet and power surges that are going on with the hurricane down there.
Yeah. There we go.
It was weird.
There we go.
What?
Hey, Cliff. I'm definitely gonna put this in.
Try this again.
Here, I got it.
You got it? Okay. What?
Every time he talks, he gets booted.
No, it's messed up.
Yeah, I think it's the internet or cell service down there is messed up right now. If I had one of my radios, I could find out. I might still be able to find out.
Oh, we were just talking about the cops who beat the crap out of that black guy or the deaf guy with cerebral palsy. Now we're just, we're just having an open night, just talk whatever. Keep our minds busy.
Yep. Yeah.
If you want to keep posting that link, that'd be cool.
Oh,
or I can.
Yeah, I mean, people can donate. That'd be greatly appreciated. The only thing I ask is no rude comments.
Yeah, no, I did not watch Harris on Fox.
I
talked
heard,
about.
I heard
hold
it
on
was
a sec.
bad, though.
Yeah, hold on a sec, though.
Was it bad?
Oh, yeah.
It
Oh,
might be your. It
boy.
might be the cell. Might be your cell
Oh,
service.
great.
But
Not that again.
like we talked about the last time we went live, Dustin's or KS4FD, his wife's father passed away, and I know everybody's going through hard times and everything. So even if you can't donate to this GoFundMe to
Share
help
it
out
out.
for the, yeah, share it, because they're not getting any money from the insurance.
I
They're
don't know. I don't know if there's any life insurance money coming. I just knew what I do know about life insurance is if you commit suicide within a certain amount of time after getting it, they will not pay out.
Yeah.
I found the power online on Florida on the map. They have different numbers. I'm looking at.
Hey Bryce, what background do you want?
That looks fun.
That
background.
I didn't know if you wanted the.
No, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't care what background. That looks cool.
Here we go.
All the power.
Oh,
the
kicked him
black
out, son
dots
of a
right
bitch.
now in Florida.
What the hell is going on?
It has to be his internet.
Yeah. I looked KS4.
Yeah.
I looked up online and see all the black dots online on the map in Florida. Different numbers on there.
Hey, Hurricane.
Yeah, I know Hurricane. It keeps. Yeah, hold on.
Have him reboot his phone, and so it'll reset the catch and everything on his phone, and see if that
Shut it
might
off
be the
and
issue.
turn back on.
Yeah, like reboot your phone.
Yes. Just shut it off for a while and then turn back on.
All you gotta do is just restart it, and it'll dump
Yeah.
data
I've done it
catch
before.
on your
Yeah,
phone.
keep telling him what he should do to get online. I'll try to find that Harris on Fox because I want to watch that.
Oh boy.
Because I know, like, when I'm on Netflix or something and the data catch gets all full, it'll start booting me off of movies to where I have to reboot my phone
Yeah.
and wipe all the cookies and stuff off the phone. And that usually works.
Yeah.
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 Not. He's not.
Back again.
Not now. He left. It did again.
All right. Unveils inside look on Kamala Harris's interview. So this isn't the actual interview then. Let's just see what this says, and then I'll continue searching for the actual.
Hi.
Took all the joy out of the Kamala Harris campaign today. She didn't look particularly joyous doing this interview, but I thought you did a great job with a very limited amount of time. And I just take us behind the scenes. What was going on?
Yeah, obviously, thanks, Sean. Great to see you. It was a little tense. We were given the time of 5 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously, my show is at 6 p.m. They wanted to tape at 5 p.m. We said we were going to tape as live. In other words, roll the tape and then just turn that around unedited, uninterrupted. And but we had to do it before 5:15. Otherwise, we couldn't turn the whole machine around before the top of the 6 p.m. show. So we were waiting at 4:55 and then 5 and then 5:05 and then 5:10. At 5:17, the vice president walked out. So it did feel a little bit like they're icing the kicker or trying to. And originally they were talking about 25 minutes and they gave us 20 minutes. And I was fine with any time. I was really happy to get the interview. But I knew right
Hey,
away.
Central, if you're in here, click
asking
this link
questions,
on
when
the
I started
StreamYard
asking
link.
questions, that
I want to
this
test
was
something.
kind of a sense that she was going to keep on talking, and that if I wanted to get through and redirect, I was going to have to interrupt. I don't particularly love to do that, but if I didn't do it, there may have been 4 answers in the interview.
Well, I don't really think you had any choice. And for people that that don't understand the time in TV. If somebody's trying to filibuster or avoiding a direct question, which you did repeatedly, or just going off and using that moment or every moment to attack her opponent, as I think she did often in this. What I did like about what you did, I'm guessing you probably had 50 questions in your arsenal that you were ready to ask, questions you would have loved to have gotten to.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
75.
But what I noticed, and I think you had to do, is, for example, you did spend a significant amount of time on immigration. Now, I played a lot of tape at the beginning of this show. She wants to decriminalize illegal immigration. She said it in her own words. She wants free housing, healthcare, education, sex change surgeries. She's on tape saying it. You brought up Tim Walz's position, driver's licenses, free college, a path to citizenship, amnesty. They rescinded all of the Trump and they said it proudly, all of the Trump policies that were working. Trump's chart that he loves so much shows that. That's the chart that saved his life in Butler, PA. And she just denied it and wouldn't answer it. I was more shocked at her lack of apology to people that died by these unvetted illegal immigrants that came in because of their policies.
Yeah. So I studied how she's answered immigration before, and it really does go through a TikTok. You know, she says when they first arrive in office, they put forward this bill and it didn't go through. But she doesn't talk about the bill. It was an amnesty bill for 11 million illegal aliens inside the country over 8 years. They had control of the White House, the Senate, and the House, and yet the Democratic leadership didn't put that bill forward, and the White House really didn't even push it. But she starts there, and then she says there's this evolution. She tried to do all these things with the president, and then they had this comprehensive effort, this bipartisan bill. The bipartisan bill was voted against by 8 Democrats, and it had some major problems that conservatives didn't like. There were about 1.8 million illegal immigrants that would be let in every year. And there were all kinds of other stipulations that conservatives didn't like. So it didn't have a chance. She says that these things happened very quickly. The one bill and the other bill, there was 3.5 years in between them.
Yeah.
And in that time,
We got to shut this live down and restart it. Because he's over, I created another StreamYard. He's in there just fine. It's something with this link that keeps booting him.
Rescinded.
All right. Well, I'll just finish this interview, I'll set up another one.
All right.
Well, actually, let me change this. Share this instead. This is the full interview. So. Shit.
You know, voters tell pollsters all over the country and here in Pennsylvania that immigration is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election, and specifically the influx of illegal immigrants from more than 150 countries. How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right now,
just a
which
number.
is-
Do you
but-
think it's
but-
1 million, 3 million?
Brett, let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
It's a
an
rough
immigration
estimate of
system
6 million people
that
have been
needs to be-
released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
And when you came into office, your administration immediately reversed a number of Trump border policies. Most significantly, the policy that required illegal immigrants to be detained through deportation, either in the U.S. or in Mexico. And you switched that policy. They were released from custody awaiting trial. So instead, included in those were a large number of single men, adult men, who went on to commit heinous crimes. So looking back, do you regret the decision to terminate Remain in Mexico at the beginning of your administration?
At the beginning of our administration, within practically hours of taking the oath, the first bill that we offered Congress before we worked on infrastructure, before the Inflation Reduction Act, before the CHIPS and Science Act, before the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the first bill, practically within hours of taking the oath, was a bill to fix our immigration system.
Yes, ma'am. It was called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the. Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please?
But
you have to let me finish.
You have
please.
Oh my gosh.
Senate,
I'm
and they
in the
didn't
middle
bring
of
up that bill.
responding to the point you're raising, and I'd like to finish.
Gee. Oh my
We
god.
recognized from day one that to the point of this being your first question, it is a priority for us as a nation and for the American people. And our focus has been on fixing a problem. And from day one, then, we have
I
done
have
a
a problem
number
with
of
you, Harris.
things, including to address our asylum
You'd be
system
arrested
and put more
if I was
resources, getting more
president.
judges, what we needed to do to tighten up penalties and increase penalties for illegal crossings,
Here,
what we
let's do
needed
the-
to do to deal
let's
with
play this on the
can't.
new one.
points of
Yeah, I can't.
Already got
stand
it
it.
set up.
I do. Well, hold on a second. Let me set it up for.
I get
Already got it set up.
makes me angry right now. You don't know what I'm
Already
gonna
got
Hold on a
do
second.
to Harris. I don't know what she doesn't know what she's talking about.
StreamYard, I think. All right, I'm gonna put this private.
Okay.
This will be the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the first one.
Don't click the first one. Click the
Yeah.
second one down the bottom.
All right, guys. I'm gonna start another live, and
Okay. Hit the bottom one you posted.
yeah,
Okay. It's being weird.
yeah, I know it is.
It's being stupid. I might hit that right now. I'm gonna hit it.
Here we go. Let's do that. Yeah. Yep. No, this way it makes it so it go on YouTube.